is Heidi Cooper of Torah Family Living, and I finally found a quiet opportunity to take a quick walkthrough on the new Torah Family Living Planner, the 2025 design, and take a little look inside. It's early, haven't had my coffee, but let's see what we can do. All right, so the Torah Family Living Planner is a annual planner, and I'm hoping we can see it real good there. Just bear with me. I'm not a professional here. You can get different bindings. This is the spiral. You can also get a disc that if you are used to using the discs, similar to a Happy Planner style, those are available too. And they have very thick laminated covers, as you can see, very durable. People who use the planner say they have no issue with it lasting through the year, being very durable. So inside, and I just want you to know, I do add stickers from Torah Sisters in my planners. They go so nice in my planner. In the center, in the front cover, we have the priestly blessing there. And in the what I call the intro section, we have a place to put my planner belongs to. If you find it, return it to the above address. We also have the priestly blessing here. And then we have the Amidah prayers, which are daily prayers. And what I love about them is they all end with "Blessed are you, Yah." It's a great way to just bring your focus back on Yah. And those are daily prayers. Those are right in the front of the planner. And then we have prayer request pages, a place to jot everything down, a place where you requested it, and a place for an answer. There's quite a few of those. Just flip through. And then we have some goal pages. Whoop, I'm having trouble with the focus here. A place for my family's vision, just to what is our goal as a family? What do we want our family life to look like as we try to serve Yah together? How can I better serve Yah this year? How can I better serve my family this year? Get that page here. How can I improve myself this year? So those are just some places where you can kind of do some dreaming and thinking of what does Yah want us as a family and as an individual to do this year. And then we go into, let me back up a page, the monthly section. And let me just give you a backup view. So that's a nice 2-page spread of the month. And it does have day 1, day 2. So wherever you are at in that journey, trying to understand the biblical calendar better, I'm hoping that this will help kind of train our minds to kind of think more biblically instead of depending on the days of the week that we're used to, kind of a stepping stone bridge there. And then over here we do have, it says Shabbat, and then the Torah portions are on Shabbat. Now if you do choose the undated, the Torah portion I obviously can't put there because I can't attach it to anything. But on the dated, it does have the Torah portion. Now the monthly and the weekly that we'll get to in a minute have these bookmarks that you can move. They clip in and out. So you've got a bookmark to where you're at. Now, there we go. So for the monthly, what I do personally is I save that for things like appointments, places we need to be, things that are definitely like this is happening on this day. And then the weekly, I put a lot more detail, my to-dos, menus, that type of thing. So let's go ahead and flip to the weekly. See, my weekly's pretty busy. Okay. All right. So here is the big view of the weekly. Now let's look a little closer. Now the weekly is undated. So what I do is like Friday, I kind of set up the next week and I'll put the dates here. And then again, we have day 1. There's a place for like your top 3. And the way I look at it is you put your top 3 and everything else is gravy, to help us be realistic in our expectations. And then down here, this can be used as a habit tracker. This is place for additional notes. Over here, we've got the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Down here is Shabbat, set apart. place for some gratitude. So that's your weekly, and you can use this in so many ways. I'm not sure if I have. I don't want to put something that is. I don't want to show stuff that's personal, or I do put personal stuff in there. But just to give you an idea, what I like to do is I use a highlighter to box off things that I need to say leave the house. Like if we're going to go shopping, we usually go shopping on Wednesday. I will highlight a box here so that when I'm looking at my week, I know, oh, I'm going to be out during that time. I also, if I have running lists of things that need to maybe be done sometime during that week, but it's not like date specific, I may have a post-it over here with a list, or just write a list. I often use Sunday because we maybe don't have as much going on Sunday. I'll put a list here of things that need to be done sometime during the week but aren't date specific. So there's a lot of flexibility. You can use it how you want. I also tend to put meals just right here at the bottom so it's easy to see. Okay, so the next section, let me go ahead and get flipped to it here, is the feast day section. All right, so we've got some planning tips. These are the dates if you're following the Jewish calendar, but we do have, I do not put those on the calendar so that you can, I don't have it in mind, but there are stickers that you can use for the feast days for the calendar you're using. These are just for your reference. Okay, so I added a couple new pages to this section this year. Some books and teachings about feast days. Maybe you've heard of, I have one, I think it's called the Kingdom Calendar, that just explains a lot about what each feast day is about. It's a great resource. If you come across some of those, list them down here. Our plans for blessing others during this year's feast. Maybe you want part of your tithe to go to blessing someone during the feast. Write these ideas down. Or maybe you want to take cookies to widows on Purim. Ideas like that. Jot those down. All right, let's go ahead and turn the page here. So we'll look at Passover. So I have ideas for celebrating. I have a lot of scriptures that have to do with that feast day. And then over here, I've got boxes for you to plan out your feast. Plans, food, activities. Oh, let me get that. There we go. Activities and crafts and teachings and scripture. So just a place to jot down. And you might come across ideas earlier in the year. You can pop them in here. And then when you get closer to that feast day, you'll have that reference. So that is the feast days. And then I even have a place in the back here. There's a place for ideas for setting Shabbat apart this year, because that is listed in Leviticus 23 with the feast. So let's keep that in mind. And then our blessings during this year's feast. Maybe your family mikvah'd together. Maybe you went to a special place for Sukkot. Write a few things down so you can remember it, because if you're like me, you'll want to keep your planner. Because I do go back to previous year's planners. Maybe I have notes in there I need to reference, or they're like, oh, when did this happen? Because it all got written in the planner. So a place to write down blessings during the feast. All right, the next is notes, and this is lined pages and gridded pages, and you can use those however you need, and there's plenty of them. Okay. So let me go to the next one, which is, in mine is the school section. There, trying to find the beginning of it here. There it is. Okay, so in the school section, we have an attendance record. If you do need to keep track of your 180 days, there's a place for that. And then a place to plan out for each child. Okay, here's your curriculum plans. And then on the opposite page is a place for their grades. And there's enough for 8 students in here. All right, now let me go. Okay, so let me see if you, there's 180 boxes on this and a place for the subject. This is perfect for subjects like math that have numbered lessons. And what I do is I will put their name and, okay, it's math, whatever it might be. Math, we use it for a lot. And then I can put their grade, how they did on each lesson. And a lot of math books do not have 180 lessons. They may have like 120. And so you can just X out. I just draw a line through anything past what we're actually going to be recording. So that works great for numbered lessons. And then there are also pages for, there's a lot of these. I use these a lot. Field trips. And there is media log, historical movies, computer programs, that type of thing. And a reading log as well. Okay, so that's the school section. And then I also have, this is the home and budget section. And this works well for either paychecks or a variable income like we have. So I know a lot of you may have a home business. So what I do is I take my total from the previous month and I enter any income in here. Here's a place for savings and charity. And then here's where you'd list your known expenses and bills. And then there's actually a place right there, mark it off when you get it paid, so you know those are all kept track of, taken care of. And then on the next page, you have just an expense log. There, so you can see an expense log to keep track. So there's enough for the whole year of these pages. There's also a few other, if I can flip through here, savings goals, debt repayment, if you've got something you've got to keep track of there. And then, I think there's one, there we go. Okay, let me back up here. This is a really cool way to keep track of chores, cleaning tasks, that type of thing. And how it works is up here, we list daily tasks, and then we have week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. You can literally just check them off every day as you do them. So it's enough for a whole month. Down here you have weekly tasks that you write down, and then that would be checked in the first box if you did it week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And if you have something that only needs to be done once or twice a month, then you would put them in here, like what week of the month you want to get it done, and then you check it off over here. So real cool way to keep track of, particularly good at things like cleaning tasks. Okay, that's the only sections I have in my planner. Again, very cool. I put my Torah Sisters stickers on my planner. So I'm going to just pause for a second, and I'm going to show you a couple more sections that you can add to your planner from a planner that I'm working on right now. So I'll be with you in just a moment. Okay, I'm down in my workroom now, and I wanted to just show you the basic planner and then go through optional sections that you can add to give you the functionality you need. So the basic planner, I've got one right in front of me here. This one is a spiral. You can get it in disc, and it has the 4 sections. This is the month, week, feast, and notes. That's what it comes with, and it has the clip-in bookmarks and a pen loop in the back. Okay, so that's your basic planner. The additional sections are the home and budget section that I showed you, the school section, there is a meal planning section, and then there's 2 new ones. You can actually put the Torah Portions journal in your planner, and I was hoping to show you that, but I actually finished that order and mailed it, so I couldn't show it to you. And I also added a new thing this year, a personal Bible study section that matches the design of the planner. That is a 2-page spread to go through a passage of scripture and copy it and then write all your notes in. So those are things you can add. I also have a pocket that you can put in, that you can add. And then I have, let me zoom over here. I also have moon stickers that you can put in to help you just be more aware of the phases of the moon, since so much of the biblical calendar and the reckoning of time is based on the moon. So you can add those to your planner as well, some moon stickers. And I think that is the main options we have. I also have some glue-on tabs that if you want to be able to mark pages, you can add that as well. So let me just, okay. Okay, so that is the different options for the planner. Hopefully I was able to show you all the cool features and the things you can add. And it's a tool. It's a tool to help you be the best home manager and wife and mother and everything else that you need to be. It's a tool to help you keep track of all those things in a way that also helps you focus on your Torah walk. And keep that front and center. I'll have the the rooster's throwing me. I will have the link to purchase your planner down in the description. And if you need any help at all with ordering or picking what will work best for you, there is a chat box right on my website. I don't always see it immediately, but if you make sure you put your email in there, I definitely will respond and answer any questions you have. So enjoy looking at the different sections and picking what will make your perfect planner for this year. We are currently shipping planners that start in July. I know I'm filming this July 1st. It does start in July. And as we move along through the year, I will be bumping the dates forward a bit. So don't worry about that. If you need it to start in a month or whatever, I am happy to accommodate that. So, all right, thank you. Thank you for joining me on this informal little walk through the planner, and I will see you next time. Shalom.